Tonight, I want to talk to you about an issue under the radar for years, proving fatal to far too many Americans. There are more than 200 sanctuary cities in the United States where government employees and law enforcement cannot or do not report or share information or hand over illegals to immigration, even if federal authorities say they want them.
The world changed for one family on July 1st of this year, the day 32-year-old Kate Steinle was murdered in San Francisco by an illegal immigrant, a low level of life who had been deported 5 times but still managed to sneak back into this country and take advantage of a system that fails to punish them. The world also changed when that story struck a chord across the nation. Family members of other victims who were killed in the same manner found their voice and are determined to change this mistake in the American immigration system.
The facts are real. She was 32. Walking with her dad along a San Francisco pier. He was a dirtbag, illegal career criminal. 7 felony convictions, 5 deportations under his belt. And Sheriff Ross Mercarimi, pursuant to his city's guidelines, refused to hand him over to the feds and let him walk the streets instead. The illegal took a gun and shot her dead.
And in California, a woman whose son was killed by a drunk illegal alien paid a visit to her congressman, Darrell Issa. She wants Issa to remember her and her son at their dinner table.
Pick one of them that an illegal can kill. Pick one of them. Yeah. Just pick one. I want you to look at that table. I want you to think of me on Christmas Day. And I want you to look at the table with your children and your grandchildren and maybe your parents and your aunts and uncles and your cousins, and pick one that you would be willing to sacrifice for an illegal. So you want me to give another penny in taxes, and you want Darrell Issa wants to pay these stupid bills? Think about that when you're sitting there opening Christmas presents, because you know what I'm going to be doing? I'm going to be looking at my son's urn. I won't have any Christmas presents from him. I won't open any presents from him because an illegal took it away.
I disagree. I'm not a political person. I'm not left-right. I'm a mother. My only child was killed by an illegal. Wow. So I have a whole different attitude about this. It's not about ratings. It's about somebody who wakes everybody up. I didn't want to listen to any more politicians because I didn't understand their language. I fell asleep. I didn't even turn on the TV because I didn't understand it. But when Donald Trump spoke up about illegal crime, I screamed at home because for 3 years, since my son was killed, I've been trying to bring awareness to that, and nobody listened. So he didn't just come in as a little snowflake. He came in at like an avalanche and opened that door.
Can I respond? Yeah. First and foremost, I am so sorry that you've had to endure that. I cannot imagine, and my deepest sympathies.
People were telling me that, oh, well, your son could have been killed by an American. Okay, yes, he could have been, but he wasn't. Right. The guy who killed my son was here for 8 years, committing felony, 2 DUIs. He always got probation. He got more breaks than you and I would get. Right. I've been called racist. My son is half black, was half black. I carry his ashes in my locket. Oh, I'm an immigrant from Germany, so I did it the right way. And that's all I'm saying. It has nothing to do with race, racist, none of that.
Quilt display. We are displaying
Sanctuary Cities. You're good. And Sanctuary Cities.
This is Dominic Durden's mother.
Sanctuary Cities. And Sanctuary Cities.
And Sanctuary Cities! And Sanctuary Cities!
Did you want to say something, Sabine?
Thank you to the Remembrance Project. Thank you, Maria Espinosa. Thank you, Robin. Thank you, Betty, for putting this together and showing all of us so much love. and sharing how many victims there are, and many more will come if we don't end this insanity. Thank you, thank you, thank you from my heart. Thank you.
Sanctuary cities are safe havens for criminal aliens, not their innocent victims. In fact, Juan Francisco Lopez Sanchez admitted he came to San Francisco because it was a sanctuary. Yes. The Department of Homeland Security reportedly instructed the California criminal illegals released from jail in 2013 be transferred to San Diego and Riverside counties. Why? Because they're sanctuary cities. Take a listen from the president's own mouth.
Now, our immigration system has been broken for a very long time, and everybody knows it.
I'll tell you what's broken, Mr. President, the hearts of American families who've lost loved ones at the hands of illegals who repeatedly commit crimes that you let walk the streets. Take a look at just a few of the victims' names. And by the way, Mr. President, pray tell, what exactly can we afford? More MS-13 gangbangers? More money for social programs? And don't lie to us, Mr. President. You were the one who closed down the Secure Communities program that allowed locals to share illegal fingerprints with the feds.
So you've also heard, I'm sure, this argument, which is a nefarious argument. It is completely untrue that Congress cannot defund the immigration portion of Department of Homeland Security because it's fee-funded. And this has been checked by constitutional scholars, people smarter than you and me who know the Constitution. And it's absolute nonsense. Of course it's nonsense, but intuitively it's nonsense to us because if Congress created these departments and agencies, which they did, they can defund them if they want.
Absolutely. The Congressional Research Office has clearly stated they have the power of the purse over this so-called fee-based amnesty. They just need to step up and have the courage. And that's where we, the people, come in. We've got to stand up and hold these Republican Congress members and Democrats accountable.
My fear is, Robin, and I hope I'm wrong, but my fear is that the Republicans either don't care or backhandedly support executive amnesty. I suppose in a matter of weeks, we shall find out. Keep up the good work, and we'll check in with you in the not-too-distant future.
America. So what to do? I'll tell you what to do. You enforce the law. If a city refuses to comply with federal warrants, they get no federal money. California gets $40 million a year to house criminal illegals until the feds pick them up. That's our money. And don't give me this have a heart nonsense. Americans are the most charitable, generous people on the face of the earth, and don't you dare ask us to create a zone of lawlessness and ignore the murder of innocent victims so some illegal criminal won't have to go home. Now, in true Washington style, the feds blame the sheriff, and the sheriff blames the mayor, and the White House blames the Republicans.
It's because of the political efforts of Republicans that we have not been able to make the kind of investment that we would like to make in securing our border and keeping our community safe.
Now, the Obama administration can blame anyone they want, but they're the ones who reportedly released 30,000 criminal aliens from our jails onto our streets. It was the Obama administration in 2012 through an illegal executive action that said illegal teens could stay. And on the heels of that, an influx of 100,000 young people from Central America who were then flown on your dime into your neighborhood. And if I still haven't convinced you the president is enforcing his own sanctuary policy, consider this. Might you be creating more zones of lawlessness for us? And now you simply allow the wholesale rejection of federal law by sanctuary cities. And in 2010, your administration openly said cities that refused to obey immigration laws would not be punished. And by the way, folks, can you imagine what the president would do if sanctuary cities refused to enforce civil rights laws, integration laws? The federal response would be swift, certain, and immediate. Now, for those of you who want to protect illegals and allow them to cooperate with law enforcement, no sanctuary is needed. The law is already in place. It's called a U visa. I used it as district attorney. If you're illegal and you want to report a crime, this visa protects you, allows you and your family sanctuary from deportation. So enough of this benign-sounding sanctuary nonsense that protects illegal criminals. At what point do we say these killings must end? Or are you willing to risk it to protect the criminal illegal? And who would it be okay to lose? Your son? Your mother? Or as Mr. Steinle did last week, his own daughter, Catherine?